Hey, and welcome back. My name is Kat. Nice to see you. Today I am doing a full body Pilates workout using one of these flex bands. So all you need is one of these bands, doesn't matter which resistance you have, and a mat. So we're gonna get started. You can make your way to your mat with your band, and we're gonna place the band this way on the mat, and then you're gonna come kneeling onto the band. If you have sensitive knees, you may want to put a towel under your knees or roll up your mat. Do whatever is comfortable for your knees. And you're gonna hold the bands on one side, one strap into each hand. Your knees are roughly hip width. You've got the band placed between your index and thumb fingers. You're gonna turn your palms to face front. Shoulders remain nice and low. Engage the core. Careful not to stick out your bum here. You just want to try and maintain a neutral spine. Nice long neck. We're going to inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to start to pull the bands up, not going up too high, and then releasing back down towards your hips. And again, we go up with the arms. Keep the shoulders low and release. We're just warming up, so you're not going to take this to your maximum strength. You don't want to feel like this is too much effort. Just want to work on the shoulder joint here. You are in full control of your band, so remembering to adjust as needed, right? If you need more resistance, you're going to shorten your grasp. If you need less resistance, you're going to go a little bit wider. You're not going higher than the shoulders here. We're going to do a few more like this. 2 more. And last one, we're gonna hold it up here. You're gonna do tiny pulses. You're going up an inch and down, up and down. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Roll your shoulders back a few times and roll them front a few times. You're gonna bend your elbows now. So your elbows are pointing down, fingertips are pointing up. We're gonna reach the right arm up, take it down, and then left arm comes up and down. And again, go right and left. And again, as the arm reaches up, careful that the shoulder's not coming up. So you wanna keep the shoulders in place, nice and stable, away from your ear. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we're gonna add a little bit of side bending. So reach the right arm straight up. You're gonna hold it here and then flex your body towards the left. So you're bending sideways towards the left. Come back to center, take your arm down. Left side, you reach up. Lateral flexion towards the right, keeping the arm straight. Come back up to center and down. A few more times here. Reach the right arm up, bend sideways, come up and down, and left. Reach it up, bend. Moving slow again, I'm reminding you we're just warming up now, so we don't want to go too quickly. We don't want to go to our maximum flexion, not necessary yet. You'll have the chance to do that later. Last time to the left arm up, then to the right, come up to center and release. Good job. So you're gonna let go the strap that's in your right hand, let it go, just drop it. And you're gonna take the strap that's on your left side and hold it with your right hand. So the band's crossing over. Your palm is facing your belly button, your elbow's pointing out. Palm faces in towards you. From here, you're gonna pull the band a little bit and then take it back. So imagine that you've got a string attached to your elbow and someone's pulling on that string and your elbow's lifting up and then coming down. So tiny movement here and release. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Good. You're going to take still that band, you're going to hold it out in front of you, and then you're going to interlace So I like to hold it between my thumb and index finger of the right hand, and then interlace your fingers. So you're creating a big circle out in front of you with your arms. Shoulders stay low. You're gonna twist your body towards the right and then come back to center. And again, we twist and center. 8 more. And 7. Trying to keep both hip bones pointing forward. We're twisting from the spine, shoulders stay low. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. We're gonna hold it here. You're gonna pulse it back. And 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release to center. Take your arms down. Let go of that strap. You're gonna reach for the strap that's on your right side, holding it between your thumb and index finger on the left. Your palms facing your navel, elbow points out. We pull and release. Pull and release. Careful not to bend your wrists here, so you want to keep a nice neutral wrist here. Everything's straight, we're not bending. And 6 more here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Good, going for that circle. So place the strap between thumb and index finger into the left hand. Interlace your fingers. You're forming a big circle with your arms, shoulders low. You twist to the left, come back to center. Careful that your hips don't twist. So there's a tendency for that left hip to want to go back and the right hip to push forward. You want to stabilize here, having both hip bones pointing straight forward. So you're going to feel the side of your core here, your obliques. Everything's going to engage to maintain that stability and that much control. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. The final one, we're going to stay and hold. 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good job. You can remove the band. We're gonna place it back as it was in the beginning, and this time instead of having our knees, we're gonna have our hands resting on the band. You're gonna first hold the right side into your right hand. Your palms are facing towards the back. You're gonna lift your left leg up, keep the leg left up. If that's too much at any point, you can always drop the knee to the ground. Otherwise, we're gonna use the core to stabilize here. You're gonna pull the strap up, shoulder height, no higher, and then take it down. And again, pull it up and down. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold the band up, stabilize here. You're gonna pull your left knee in and reach, and pull and reach. So if your knee was on the ground, you can reach it back and place it down in between, or you can do what I'm doing. You're just going in and back, keeping the spine straight, keeping that right arm lifted and stable. 3 more, 2, 1 more. Good, now take your knee all the way down, place the strap down, place your right hand on the band here. Keeping your back straight, you're gonna push your hips back slightly. Don't round the spine, you're just pressing away from your wrists, and then we're gonna go forward, past the wrists. And again, just swaying our weight back and front. Back and front. A few more times. Back and front. 1 more. Back and front. Good. Come back to neutral. Holding the band into your left hand. Reach the arm sideways, palm facing back. You're going to lift that right leg. Pick up your left arm and down. And up Core is engaged. Make sure you've got a nice long neck so you're looking straight down towards your mat. You're not looking out in front of you. 6 more. Adjust your band resistance as needed. 3, 2. Last one, we're gonna keep the arm lifted, stabilize here. It's the right knee that comes in and reach. We're not rounding the spine here, so as you pull that right knee in, careful not to tuck your tailbone down. Trying to maintain a nice straight back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Take your knee down, hand down, keeping your back in neutral. Go back a few times. And front, and back, and front. 2 more. Back, and front. Just 1 more. We're going to come back into center here and go into a cat stretch, tucking your tailbone. Round your spine, press your hands firmly down. Hold it here. And lengthen. You're going to keep your band where it is and come onto your backs. You're going to have your feet now stepping onto the band. You can reach for the bands here. Make sure that you're really pressing your feet down so that your feet are holding the band into place. Your legs are roughly hip width. You're going to hold the band into each hand. Palms are facing up. Again, I like to have the band between my thumb and index fingers, but make sure your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. You're going to tuck your tailbone here, gently push your lower back down and lift your chest. From here, keep pushing your feet down to stabilize the band. You're going to bend your elbows in and release. And bend and release. And bend and release. And 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Come all the way down, let go of your bend. You're gonna reach your hips up, arms can follow the movement here. You're gonna stay here, tuck the tailbone, pulse your hips up an inch, down an inch, and up, and up. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, take your arms down. You're going to take the balls of your feet now onto the band. So we're keeping the heels lifted, and it is the ball of the feet and the toes that will be holding the band into place. You're going to have, again, the band into your hands, palms facing up. Lift your chest. Keep pushing your toes into the band to hold it into place. Same thing, we bend the elbows and stretch. Bend and stretch. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Take the band down. You're going to lift your hips up, keep those heels lifted, arms reach up at the same time, pulse your hips up and down. Keep those heels high. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll it all the way down. We're going to keep the position of the feet. So as the feet, we're holding the band into place now. You're going to have the same thing going, except the legs will be lifted. But I want you to keep that flexion of the foot and the toes pushing into the band with your legs in tabletop. Now that the legs are lifted, make sure that your back is pushing down into the mat, nice and firm. Again, band between thumb and index fingers. Your palms will be facing your legs. Push your lower back down, lift your chest, reach the legs out. We're going to keep the legs nice and straight. From here, you want to have some tension in the band. You're going to push your legs into the band, opening your legs slightly wider, and then close them. And again, push and release. Push and release. When you release, stop at hip width. We're not closing the legs all the way in. Push and release. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Your arms should be straight. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come down. Take a break. Keep the band where it is. We're going to do the same thing this time. We're going to add arms. So fix your strap. Push your back down. Start with your legs in tabletop. Lift your chest. Reach the legs out. We're going to push into the band as we were doing. Bend your elbows at the same time. And then legs come back to parallel. Extend your arms. And again, bend and reach. And 8, and 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Come back down, knees into chest. Remove the band from underneath your feet. You're going to place your feet flat on the ground. Place the band now on your lower abs. So right below your belly or at your belly, you're going to hold the band into each side here. You can have your arms glued to the ground. You're going to tuck your tailbone, lift up, pushing into the band, and then lower back down. And again, lift up and roll up and down. One more time like this. Tuck, roll up, and roll down. Good job. You're going to take your right leg into tabletop. Same thing. Tuck your tailbone, roll up, and roll down. 2 more times. Up and down. Last one. Roll up and down. Right foot down. Left leg tabletop. We've got 3 here. And roll down. You're using the band here as feedback. You want to push that right hip bone into the band. Roll down. Now we're going to alternate 1 and 1. We're going to do it all together. So you're lifting your hips as the foot comes up. As the hips go down, take your foot back down. Other side. And down. And up. Roll down. And roll up. Roll down. 4 more. Roll up. And down. We've got 2 more. Once on each side. And last one. And down. Good job. Take your knees in towards your chest. You can hold the backs of your legs and roll yourselves up. We're going to tie the band now around our legs. So have your legs glued together. You're going to start by placing the band on the front of your thigh. Cross it around. And then maybe this is enough and you want to tie it here, maybe depending on the size of your band, depending on how much resistance you want. I like to tie it around twice, but again, that depends on the band that you're using. So once it's tied into place, you're going to flip over onto your right side. Support your head with either your hand, if you've got a pillow, a bolster, something you want to place underneath your neck so that your neck is comfortable. Your back is lined up against the edge of your mat. Your legs are bent, not 90 degrees, so maybe 45-degree bent at the hips. You're going to keep your heels glued together. You're going to turn out your top hip and then close it down. And again, turn out and down. And we're going to do these quite slowly today. I want you to have the same speed on the way up against the band, but then you're resisting the band on the way down. So don't just let your leg fall down here. You've got full control. You're also not going to open that top leg too much that you feel like your back is rocking back. You want to keep nice stability here. I like to use my opposite hand and place it on my sacrum here, and it helps me to gauge where I'm going. Am I going too far? If I feel like my hip, my pelvis is pushing into my hand, then I know that I'm opening too wide with that leg. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Final one, you're going to hold it and turn out here. Heels are still together. You're going to pulse it up. And 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more. 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. You're gonna lift this leg, keep it bent, maintain that tension in the band. Your leg should be roughly hip width. From here, we're just gonna extend from the knee. So you're extending the leg and then bend the knee. The movement's not coming from the hip, so pay attention to where you're moving. It is just at the knee joint. You're bending and extending. Bend and extend. You want to maintain that pressure into your flex band here. So that leg is staying lifted, roughly in line with the hip. All we're doing is extending and bending through the left knee joint. Nothing else. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. We're going to keep the leg nice and straight and pulse it here. And 2, 3, and 6, 5, 4. Keep your back straight. 2, 1, bend and release. Good job. Massage it out. And then flip onto your back. We're not going to do the other side right away. You're going to lift up your heels as we were doing previously. So my heels are lifted nice and high. You're going to lift your hips up. You're going to stay here lifted. We're going to push into the band. Both legs turn out and close. Out and close. These can be a little bit faster. Out and close. Out, close. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back down. Quick stretch here, knees into chest. And then you can flip over onto your opposite side. If you were following along, you should be on your left side. Again, align yourself with the edge of your mat. Have your thighs bent 45 degrees, heels together. We push into the band and resist it. So full control here, going into those really deep hip muscles. And breathing through it all. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the turn out here. We're pulsing an inch. And 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Lift the leg in line with your hip. Reach it out and bend. Again, the movement comes just from the knee. Full stability in the hip joint here. We're not altering the angle of that right hip. And 6, 5, maintain the tension in your band. 4, 3, 2, last one, you hold it out. We're gonna pulse it up. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 more. 4, 3, 2, good job. 1, bend and release. Owie. Shake it out, massage it out, and flip back onto your backs. Lift your heels, same thing here. Lift your hips, a little bit more momentum here. Push and release. So this should feel nice. Still gonna be sore, but compared to what we were just doing, this should almost feel like a relief. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Take your hips down, take your knees in towards your chest. We're not going to stretch right away because we've got a few more exercises to do with the band around the thighs. So we're going to keep it here. You can rock yourselves up, make your way to forearms and knees. So your forearms are down. Doesn't matter if you're interlacing your hands, but make sure your elbows are directly in line with your shoulders. From here, we're gonna reach that right leg back. Your foot is pointed. You're gonna pulse it up and down. So we're going about halfway, not to hip height. Up and down, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now flex your foot, tuck the toes of the right leg. You're going to reach the left leg behind you. You're in a plank position. From here, come up onto your right hand, come up onto your left hand. You're in a plank position on your hands. You're going to push your hips up towards the ceiling. Come to that downward dog position. You're going to walk your hands towards your feet, bend your knees nice and low, and then we're going to come into squatting position, reach your arms out diagonally towards the ceiling. Right leg, you're going to step it out, center, out, center. So about a foot and a half. Both knees are staying bent. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then fold back down. Walk your hands back to that downward dog position. Transfer to plank. Drop to your left forearm. Drop to your right forearm. Take your knees down. Untuck your toes. Reach your left leg back. Lift halfway up and down. And down. Keep reaching the leg. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flex your foot, tuck your toes, reach the right leg behind. You're in a plank position on your forearms. Come up to your left hand, come up to your right hand, downward dog. Walk your hands back, bend your knees really low here. Come to that squat position, reach your arms diagonally out, left leg out and in, out and in. And 10, 9, 8, stay low, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down, roll down, walk to that downward dog position. Push your weight front, come to plank. Drop to your left forearm, right forearm. Take your knees down, untuck your toes. You're going to sit back into your heels, reach your arms out. And slowly roll up. Keep the loops in your band, but remove it from your legs. And then you're going to place it just above your elbows. So around the biceps sort of. And we're going to come back to a tabletop position on our hands. So your hands are going to be roughly in line with your shoulders. You're going to reach your right leg behind you. You're going to pull it in. This time we're going to tuck and round the spine. And I want to see if you can push your knee into that band and then reach it back, lengthen. And again, pull the knee in, tuck. You're going to press your knee or try to press your knee into the band. Like you want to push the band into your forehead and then lengthen. Again, we're doing these slow, going for quality, not quantity here. Push your knee or try to push your knee into the band and lengthen. 2 more. And reach. 1 more. Pull it in. And reach it back. Take your knee down. You're going to come up to kneeling, bend your elbows, palms facing in. You're going to push into the band and then release. Push into the band, arms open slightly and release. And push and release. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the arms narrow. You're going to pulse it up an inch and down. Up and down. Up and down. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And one, open your arms, come back down, sending back up to your tabletop. Left leg reaches back, lift it up, pull it in around your spine. We're aiming to touch the bend, and then we lengthen. And again, pull in, push into the bend, or try to. You may not, and that's fine, but that's the direction we're going. Knee towards the bend. Trying to get closer and closer to the bend. If you're able to touch the bend, push into it more and more. 2 more. And 1 more. And reach it back. Take your knee down. You're going to tuck your toes, push your hips up towards the ceiling, drop your forehead onto the bend. From here, lift your heels, tuck your tailbone. We're going to articulate the spine forward, coming into a plank position. From here, you're going to allow your hips to drop down. Only if this works for your spine and your back. Your chest is dropping onto the bend here, and then tuck your chin. We're going to reverse it, rolling back up. Forehead comes to the bend somewhat, and then finishing off in that downward dog. So nice flowing movement here. Lift the heels, tug the tailbone round front. We're allowing the chest, upper abdomen to fall onto the bend, going for a little bit of a chest expansion here. Tuck your chin and reverse it. Forehead comes towards the bend. At the very end, you drop your heels. Let's do 2 more, a little bit, maybe a little bit faster. Maybe you keep that speed. Do whatever feels good for you. And then wherever you're at, you're going to do 1 more time. Job. Once you're in your final downward dog position, you're going to lift your heels, take your knees down. You can remove the bend. We're going to go and stretch out the hips. So we're going to come to laying down, crossing your right ankle just above your left knee here, keeping your right foot flexed. You can pull your left thigh in, doing whichever variation of this stretch works for you. What we want to do is stretch out the right hip. And release, switching sides. Left leg comes up, flex the foot. Pick up or not the right leg. Again, you do what works for you right now. And release, just take your feet as wide as your mat. We've got 1 more thing to do. First, just windshield wipe your legs here. And then hopefully your band's not too far. You're gonna grab it. You can undo the loop, but it should still have that knot, if that is fine. And then you're gonna place the band underneath your feet, as we were before. So remembering it's the ball of the foot that will hold onto the band here. Your legs will be glued together. For this one is fine. Keep your feet pointing forward. You're gonna hold your band. Your palms are facing down. Your elbows are bent. So your elbows are wide, as we were doing in the warm-up when we were pulling the elbows. So that's that same kind of motion or same position. You're gonna lift your chest, reach your legs out, keep your legs out. And then from the elbows, remembering that string that's attached to your elbows, you're gonna pull and release. Pull and release. Pull and release. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your legs straight, just release your chest. You're gonna reach your legs up towards the ceiling. Don't lift the tailbone. Flex your feet, keep the toes pointed, pushing into the band, and then lower the legs about halfway down. Lift your chest. And again, lower down the chest, take the legs up, keep the tailbone down, so you want to feel the stretch behind your legs. Lower the legs down, lift your chest, come down, legs up, and again, go down, up. Release your chest, legs come up. Let's just do it one more time. Take the legs down, lift your chest. Come down, lift the legs. Stay here. Now really flex your feet. You may need to adjust the band here so it feels comfortable for you. If you want to have it more into closer towards the arches of your feet, that's fine. Imagine something's resting on the tops of your feet. You're still holding the band with your elbows pointing out. You're going to push your feet into the band and then release. Push the feet like you want to press the band. Bring the band up towards the ceiling and down. You're not rocking back. You're pushing into the band and down. Push and down. Notice I'm hardly lifting, but my lower abs are working tons here. So I'm pushing my feet into the band and releasing. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, and just one more. Good. Keep the band where it is. Reach your arms out in front of you. You're slowly going to let your legs lower down in front of you. Tuck your chin here. Roll up. You can use the band to assist you here. Coming all the way up, folding over your legs. Band can come off to the side. You're going to come into a comfortable seated position here. Just a little bit of a side stretch as we did in the warm-up. Whatever way you want to sit is fine. Just make sure your back is straight. Reach your right arm up as you inhale. Hinge towards the left. And come up, other side, left arm. Exhale, hinge. And come up, roll your shoulders back a few times. And roll them front. Deep inhalation here, both arms come up. And release, and last time, inhale, taking your hands together, exhaling through heart center. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed this workout. Please do like, share, subscribe. If you have anything you want to say, comment, ask, please, you know what to do, write it in the comments below. Thank you, take care, and aloha.